so far in the Premier League this season, which is quite something as well, isn't it? Here's another one as well, potential outsider, but if you speak to Evertonians, this guy should be in there. Played a bit of fullback, primarily a centre-back. Ben Godfrey, how about that for a shout?
Yeah, he was. I think he was a late signing. He come late, I think maybe on the last couple of days before the window. 20 million from Norwich, and I think it's a brilliant signing. And because of how he can play, what positions he can play, he's played a lot at left back. We know he's a centre back. His first game, I think he came on sub in the Merseyside derby against Mane, the last 20-25 minutes, and he coped really well. And then the next game was away at Southampton, or the game after, and he struggled, not necessarily down to himself. I think for any Everton fullback, with Rodriguez, you know, his quality, but at times he can leave the right back for Everton exposed. And he got exposed that they left on his own. It was a bit like, oh, Godfrey can't play right back. And I thought it was a bit strange. I got that sort of feeling reading the local press and a few quotes, listening to the fans. I'm a bit like, he was brilliant against Mane. It's just one game. But then he found himself at left back, where Lucas Digne got injured. They had a spell of playing 4 centre-backs, Everton, across the back, and he did really well. And you know, when you just look at someone, he just looks the part. He moves gracefully. He's got that set of shoulders on where you think he's powerful and he's aggressive. And I just want to look at a couple of clips because I think eventually he's going to be centre-back. And I think him and Michael Keane is the best two. And I think it may not be this season because they rotate them, Carlo. But his performance against Leeds was outstanding. And then I'm going to get to his performance at Old Trafford where I think there's a little area of his game that he can improve. But as I said, he's made a wonderful start. He gets across this time, and it's interesting to look at this, and this is what he's got to do a lot more of when we get to the Manchester United one. But when I see him there, being aggressive, being on the front foot as top defenders are, you just say the way he moves through the gears. I mean, that's Rio Ferdinand like. I mean, Rio never stops tweeting about him. I think he's his agent. But,
I wish I was.
But he was brilliant against Leeds. He probably hasn't had too many opportunities at centre-back, but when the turnover happens here, I just want to look at his position. Here's Godfrey, and there's Michael Keane, up against one striker in the middle, Cavani. And just as we run it on, and as this ball comes over, and this is a position I've played, and I hope you agree with me, Chris, but I think this is telling. When that ball comes to the fullback, he's actually looking where Cavani is. When you're playing against one striker, even if it's 2, to be honest, but certainly 1, Cavani has got nothing to do with you. Do not worry about that. The danger for Ben Godfrey is there. He's got to fill the space, and I say that to any young centre-back. If you're on the side of the ball, so if you're the left centre-back in a 4 and it goes to the opposition's right back, or you're the right centre-back in a 4 and it goes to the left back, forget about men. Fill space. As a centre-back, I think there's times when you've got to think about man-to-man, and normally for me that was in the box on crosses. But in general play in the game, it's positional play, it's zonal. Forget men. And if he gets himself there, I can guarantee, because I know through experience, if he gets himself there, he won't run. He won't run. Players make runs because they see space. And that's what it's down to. And I'll just say how this affects the goal. So you can see he's more interested in where Cavani is. You don't fill that space. And before you know it, you've got that. This means Gomez, a midfield player, has got to go. So your midfield player then ends up empty in midfield. And he should be across and filling that space. Fernandez runs because of that. Look at that space now. There. So forget it, Gomez is there. Let's say he's your left back. He goes because he now sees space. Who goes with him? Just take it back a little touch. Tom Davies. So you've now almost got a back 6 for Everton, and 2 of them are your central midfield players. Now you see where the ball is now. So we make the pass there. It comes back, they haven't moved. As soon as that ball comes back, okay, they're deep. But as soon as that ball comes back and it's at Rashford, what I would like to see is, I'd like to see on this goal, where Tom Davies is, that should be Godfrey. Where Godfrey is, that should be Michael Keane. And where Michael Keane is, that should be Mason Holgate. And then this goal doesn't happen. But it all starts from a centre-back not filling space. And because of that, your midfield players are deep. They can't get out to Rashford. And the cross comes in, and you talk about how deep they are. He scores from 3 yards out. It's not as telling on the 2-0 goal, or certainly the one that put them 2-0 up. This time, Godfrey, he's with Cavani, so it's that side. But it's going to get switched to this side now. And as it comes over, I would love, and I know it happened quickly, so it's not as easy as the first one. I think the easy one is like, it should have been done. But I would love Godfrey to really quickly get there, and Michael Keane come across. Because you look at that. Now, I'm not saying Tom Davies still wouldn't have run, because sometimes when it's that tight and things happen really quickly, you just go with your man. There's not enough time to pass on information. But I'd still want Godfrey to come across. Tom Davies makes the run. Tom, leave it. Get back into midfield. And now stop. So straight away, you look where he's got the ball. Now, Tom Davies has gone deep. People have criticised Tom Davies. He should have got out there. He should have done this. He should have done that. Look at the position they're on now on the penalty spot. OK, do not go deeper. You can't go deeper. They're deep already. Do not go deeper. Just run it on now. Fernandes fakes the shoot. They end up, just as it leaves his foot, on the 6-yard box. Now, basically, 1 or 2 deep. We've seen that on the last goal where Cavani scores from 3 yards. Cavani, maybe Fernandes could have found Cavani, similar situation, but he now scores there. You're right on top of the keeper. The keeper's got no space then to actually react, and you see where the goal goes. So it's just something. I watch a lot because I hate midfield players making that run. And I think of myself as a player, and I think it's important as a young centre-back to know when it's about being with the man, and it's to know when it's to be zonal.